So I think we're on greenhouse build part 3 now. Just got done milling out some cross braces. These 1x6.5, whatever you want to call them. Put a couple little pieces in there to hold the uprights, the 3 in the middle, so I don't have to worry about them falling over. I might take them out, I might leave them in. Chances are I'll leave them in because I might want to hang stuff from them. But I milled those out, put those up, lag bolted the 3 center posts in. I got all my diagonals up on my walls, and I've got my ridge beam in. The ridge beam I milled out myself. What I used to make that big long beam was 1.5 by 6 inch by, I think they're 11 foot long each piece. I nailed them together with plenty of nails, and I staggered the joints so that it's plenty strong. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it'll handle a 1.5 foot of snow, 2 feet of snow. It's also going to have a pretty good roof pitch on it, so most of the snow should slide off. Maybe I'll have to get up there or get something up there to kind of cut the snow off if it gets too thick. But the boards, the rafters that are going from the ridge beam to the outside walls, I think the stretch is only 9.5 feet, and it's dropping a little over 3.5 feet in 9 feet. The center ridge beam, to get it up there, I used my backhoe to pick it up on top of the walls, and I rested it on the end walls and those little cross supports to the 3 center posts, and that worked out pretty good. I put a block on that end. I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but I put a block on that end to make sure that the ridge beam stayed upright, because when I went to pick one end up with the backhoe to put it on top, it wanted to roll flat. So I stuck a block on that end, allowing it to pivot still, but it couldn't flop over. And then I picked this side up, set it up on top of that post, took the backhoe over to this side, picked it up as high as I felt needed, and I used a ladder since it had a little bit of a sag to it. I used a ladder and kind of manipulated it into place on the 3 center posts, slowly lowering it between each one. Got it up there. Wasn't too much of a wrestling match. As you can see, I've got plenty of diagonal supports going every different direction. This structure isn't going anywhere. I put a diagonal support on each end to the ridge beam so that center wall won't rack back and forth this way. There's no way it's going to rack. Any of these side walls or end walls are going to rack. It's stupid solid. I can take it and it's not going to go anywhere. I also put all the lag bolts in the concrete down on the bottom. I've got 5-inch concrete bolts, one on each pad, going all the way around. There's also a lag bolt just like the ends here with this bracket. I lag bolted the bracket into the concrete and then stuck the 4x4 in it all the way up. So this right here is a template for my rafters. I cut it and notched it to fit that end, and it fits all the way up until I think the last 5 feet on this end. I'll have to make a 1/4 inch adjustment in my notches, or bird's mouth notches, whatever you want to call them. I forget what they're called. But when you come down here the last 5 feet, I'll need to make a 1/4 inch adjustment in those notches, because for some reason down here is a little bit wider than the rest of that 2/3 of the building. This third gets slightly wider. It's coming together pretty quick. After I get the rafters up, I'll have to start milling out wood for the board and batten siding that's going on the back half of this building. And I thought about putting some type of wood over top of the rafters underneath the metal roofing that's going to go on there, so that in the wintertime, if I have to get up there for any reason to scrape snow off or have to work on something up there at some point, I'm not just standing on metal roofing. The rafters are going to be 2 foot on center, so it's going to be, I don't know, a little sketchy to be standing on that kind of stuff. I'd rather have stuff more solid, and I can't really do anything to make this side solid because it's all going to be clear. You can't put anything else down. There's a little update, a little further on the build. I think this is the third video, or part 3, something like that. It's coming together pretty quick though. I should have the rafters up in the next couple days, depending on the weather and how much time I have. Until next time, guys, go make something.